So first off,
Yeah,
congratulations on 5,500 users.
actually,
I wanted to
well, thank you for that. But actually, when I
probably up
checked
about
this,
56.
we were at 5,700 this morning. So,
Congrats on that. I wanted to say
uh,
it last week, but we had issues.
take, take it. But yeah, it's pretty amazing. We're quite happy. I mean, and and it's growing, and it's growing. A lot of it is organic. I mean, we've done a little bit of advertising, but not a lot. I mean, we're not spending much money at all, so I'm quite happy. Yeah.
Uh, and so that everyone in chat knows, I'm hoping I don't butcher your name. You're
That's okay.
Jamie Van Doren,
Correct. Yes, exactly.
the CEO of NeverEnding, the Be NeverEnding app that I have used a few times and have shown on my stream numerous times over the past few weeks because I'm actually loving it and using it a lot.
Well, there's more awesome stuff coming to it. And we've got obviously, we release new armor options, new character options every single week. Um, but I am excited to say that come November, you'll actually be able to pose your characters and add them to scenes. So you'll be able to set backgrounds, props, everything. And then we also have some cool expansions coming that are focused on different cultures, different regions, so that way, people from all over the world, can experience creating characters that relate to their folklore, their histories, the types of games that they want to run based on their culture. So some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, and I love the fact that you are doing so much, and it's I've been on so many other sites, including Hero Forge, and use them, and I've used you guys now, and I've like messaged both of you, and you're the ones that reach back to me, even when I have complaints or whatnot. You guys get back to me right away, and I really appreciate that. Now, what might be a reason that someone say they use Hero Forge now, but what would be a reason that they would use Be Never Ending versus Hero Forge?
So I think that soon we'll be offering a lot more variety than Hero Forge even has. And the level of customization that you can do between all of the different types of selections, it's somewhat, some of it is the aesthetic as well. The degree to which you can customize tokens. Hero Forge is great. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Hero Forge. And I use them too. But I wasn't keen on using them for my character images because it just was this kind of 3D image. And at the time you couldn't color them. Now you can actually color some of the Hero Forge miniatures, which is fantastic. I backed that Kickstarter, in fact. But we are in a matter of months going to be surpassing them in the amount of options that you can have. The other thing is that, we are focusing on all different kinds of buffs, all different kinds of abilities. They brought in prosthetics. We have prosthetics as well. Um, I think that ours are more aspirational, and we actually had a huge disability panel with a lot of different individuals inside and outside of the gaming community with disabilities, and got feedback from them in two different rounds. And so, there's some really cool things coming down the pipeline. And I would say that cost wise, we're also pretty cheap. I mean, it's $9 for a year, and we literally roll out content constantly. We've got more companions coming where you can place them, is expanding. So, and here's the biggest thing. If you have an idea or there's something that you want, you can contact Hero Forge and ask for that. As you've experienced, you're likely not going to hear from them. And they have tons and tons of customers. We're still small enough that if you reach out to us, we respond. And that's kind of a thing that we want to keep doing. So you posted about wanting a fox in there. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but that might be live today.
I didn't see it in there, but it
Well,
may have been. I didn't look in the pets yet.
let me just get in there really quick and
But
see.
that was going to lead me to my next question: is you guys are so good with customer support. Like I message you guys and get a response back usually within 48 hours, sometimes 72, depending on if it's a weekend or not. What are
Yeah.
your plans to keep that type of customer support going as you grow? Because you guys are growing at a rapid rate.
Well, so first, I do see that the Fox is in there. It's just not selectable right now, so that'll probably be selectable tomorrow. It means they're testing it. So you'll have that preview. But he is in there. You can see the preview of him, and you'll be able to select him probably tomorrow. Or her. It could be a her Fox. So there's a couple of things. One, we do something different. Our devs, our development team, are the first line of response for customer service. So the people who are actually building the app and programming the app are the first ones to respond. And as our development team grows, which it is growing, that just means more people will be involved. The other thing is that, as we grow and we get more customers, we'll actually hire more community engagement folks to actively solicit engagement from the community. So it won't just have to be a reflexive or reactive experience with customers. We want to be proactive in getting feedback and in really soliciting, what people need for their games. So it's an important thing for us, and I think the only thing that we can do is just continue to add man. So as customers, as we get more customer feedback, we can respond to it timely.
Yeah, I'm hoping the bug because I've already got a response back on it. But the bug I found the other day, which I found funny, was in the bio. Unfortunately, I have a way of typing big long bios, and when I did, it came back that I had used a bad word, and it was meth, but it was something is what I typed, and meth had been pulled out of it.
So it's really funny because
I know you guys have been through two iterations of the
well,
bad word check.
yeah, the thing is that I was not a fan of the bad word checker, but I was defeated by everybody else. And what I had said was we shouldn't have strings because it's going to pick up, it's going to pick up. So no, that's good to know. I'm sure they're on top of it, but sure because what I ended up is we went through this huge list of words, and I went through a poetry app, or no, a word finder app. And so what I did was I literally put in a bunch of these words to see how many of them made up other words. So I must not have caught math.
Yeah, and I don't know if the poetry or word finder that you use can do it, but a lot of them that look for bad words, if you just put a space after the bad word, it'll
Yeah.
exit out anything that word is in. It'll
Oh,
ignore it.
no, that's actually not a bad idea. Although I think my devs might get mad at me because they really want to have like I'm like, look, people are going to use bad language. I can't. But I'm hoping that what we can do is eventually move that filter to be only active on users of certain ages. Right now, our terms of service require you 16 or older to use it. We'll eventually change that, but we've got to put in a whole bunch of age filter stuff before we do that.
Now I'm gonna switch over and show them the actual site.
Yeah.
So, like you were saying, the fox is already in there. Let me pull that up real quick.
Yeah, you just can't select them yet, but you'll see them in the list, both the colorable version and a colored version. We've been doing colored versions of some of these guys because we know that there's limits with the coloring. You can't really get shading and hues and things like that.
Yeah, and there's a lot of them you guys already have. I'm just scrolling through them with the
And
leopards and the mountain lion and the whole 9 yards. Squirrels galore, dogs galore, wolves. and now you got the fox in there, which is one I had requested.
Yeah,
Uh,
what's coming soon too is like a pseudo dragon, fairy dragon sprites. So we'll get some of those fancier guys in there.
and like the other day, you guys, which I want to actually mention, you guys are on Twitter, and that's actually how I had found you guys originally. Is I had seen a friend of mine had retweeted one of your posts, and uh, I want to say whoever you got work, and I have her name, I believe, wrote down here somewhere because I went through. Whoever you have working on the social media aspect is
Yeah.
great.
Oh,
They're
great.
always on top of replying and tagging and tweets and the whole 9 yards. I am constantly just messaging, or not messaging, but posting a tweet about you guys or a character or something, and usually within an hour, 45 minutes, they are responding with, "Oh, I love this," or asking me questions about it, or even replying to my questions on there. And
Great.
whoever you have on top of that is just doing amazing work.
Thank you. Thank you. I will. So we had Alicia Bassett for a while, but she was working part time, and then she got, like another full time job that was very, very demanding and was trying to balance both. And it was just really, really hard for her. And I felt so bad because she was like killing herself. And now and then so she kind of just stepped away to focus on the full time job, understandably. But we still love her. She's still part of the NeverEnding family. And now we have Milosh, who is a great guy from Poland. He like loves TTRPGs. He's actually published on DM's Guild, and is just excited to be able to use this as a way to uh, kind of be in that gaming space because that's really what he wants to do. So he's super passionate about it. And then we've got another content editor who joined us. I have to give a shout out to Brandis Stoddard, Harbinger of Doom, because he's the guy uh, um, recommended Lori to us. I can't remember Lori's last name. That's terrible. But to be fair, I have like 16 people on my team, and it's growing. We just got a bunch of guys from Ukraine and also from Egypt who are 3D modelers. So it's it's a constantly growing team. We have a very, very diverse team, very international. I've got people in California and Washington, Texas, New York, Florida, Ohio, of course, because I'm in Ohio, Brazil, Indonesia, Ghana, Zimbabwe, Ukraine, and Egypt. So it's great.
Truly spread out everywhere.
Yeah, but you know what? It helps us really have, diverse ideas and diverse opinions. I mean, and it goes to show that everybody loves gaming. Everybody loves gaming. Everybody's passionate about it. So it's great to have people from all over because they just bring so many great ideas.
Now, I'm going to bring up the website again because
Sure.
not many people know this about you guys, but you have a merch store.
Yeah.
What is it with you guys and socks?
I love socks. Dude, they're the coolest things. And you can like mix and match our sock. Like that's the coolest thing. Like they're like all those elemental ones look fantastic together. Like the blue fire with
I
you
want
know
I want
the
the purple goblin party socks.
it's actually one of my favorite. Goblin Party is one of my favorite. And we're actually going to be launching a bunch of masks next week. We have a ridiculous amount of masks. So many masks. I should have gotten them live like 2 months ago, but I didn't. It just got lost in the shuffle. But we've had masks actually designed and ready for at least since like April. So wait, May, June, July. Oh yeah, yeah, it's been a while. But we've got some cool kobold ones, orc ones. We've got like, the faceplate for a knight, you know. But yeah, we've got a few different orc ones, a goblin one, a couple of cold ones, some drow ones, just different kinds. They're pretty sweet. I
Yeah,
like them a lot.
because I was like, I didn't even know you guys had a merch store.
Yeah.
It's actually sort of hidden on your website.
Oh, I know we have to start advertising it, but
Well,
it's like we have so many irons in the fire. It's difficult.
well, it's not even that. It's like when you go to the main website, you actually have to go to the About Us section, and that brings up almost like a separate web page that has the links up top that you have to go to find the merch and
Wait,
stuff.
so the swag store isn't on the. Look at me. I should know this, right? But the swag store should be. It should say swag on the front.
No, it
Uh,
doesn't.
first.
So,
Ah,
like I have to go to. So if I go to Be Never Ending, let me pull it back
yeah,
up again. Oh, that's right. Because so if you go to the app, right, it's not
yeah.
there. It's actually on the Be Never Ending
Wait, on
site.
the bean side. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't even think about having it linked in our app. That makes a lot of sense. Huh.
because it. I was
Do I
looking
have
through it.
to, do I have to give you a commission, like a consultancy fee or something?
We'll discuss that later after this. Um,
Okay.
Trust me, you're not the first. I've been at this for 15 years now, between streaming and interviewing game devs and voice actors and you name it, and gone to their website and been like, why is this like this? Or actually hooking up a voice actor to a certain game dev and all that. It's just what I do. I don't know why. But I was looking through the merch store and it's like you got like 3 cups and the rest is socks. And I was like, why do they have so many socks and nothing else?
I love socks. And they're the coolest thing because they're a great way to, you know, express yourself. Especially, well, here's the thing. When I used to, my position before, chief marketing officer for a $6.5 million nonprofit housing for people with developmental disabilities or severe mental illness. And, everybody was super professional and everything. But, and so I had to dress every day, which I was used to. But I always wore cool socks. Like, like either, like some weird tartan pattern or like mismatched socks or like socks from Tea Turtle. I love Tea Turtle. Like they have great t-shirts, great socks. Tea Turtle, if you ever want to do a collab, hit me up. Uh, so I was like, we need to have a lot of cool socks. And then they just kept coming up with our art team just kept coming up with cool designs. So it became really easy and really fast. I want to get another version of our Trust a Smile DM mug.
Oh, your mic cut out there.
Oh no. Can you
No,
hear me now?
yeah, it came back a little bit. It's almost like the sensitivity's a little low.
Oh, let me see if I can fix that really quick. But I was saying that nope, the input volume is all the way up, all the way up. So, but I was saying that I want to get another version of our Never Trust a Smiling DM mug, just that says Never Trust a Smiling GM. So just a small change because I know not everybody uses Dungeon Master, but that mug is cool. I love that mug.
Yeah, go ahead and send me one.
Yeah, yeah, I can do that. I can do that.
I'm
We
joking. I'm joking.
we
It,
uh we spent a long time on that design.
oh, you cut out.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah. In your settings,
Yeah.
voice and video.
Yep.
Where's it at? I think it's voice and video. Yeah, if you scroll all the way down where it says, ooh, wait, no, that ain't it. Where it is?
Automatically determine input sensitivity.
Yeah, you may have to turn that up some to make it more sensitive. And while you're in that menu, I won't be able to hear you. Still can't hear you.
Test.
There we go.
Oh.
Now I hear
Oh,
you.
really?
Yeah. As long as you see the little light up thing, I can hear you.
Oh, I'm really dumb. You know what I did? I did it the wrong way. I put the sensitivity literally in the wrong direction. I turned it like, yeah, sorry about
It
that.
it help. It,
To be fair, I've been working since 7 a.m. this morning and it's 9:23 my time.
yeah,
So
it's a long day.
yeah, hey, that's okay. I mean, not everybody gets to work in gaming and entertainment, so it's pretty cool. I don't mind. I don't mind long days.
Yeah, I was gonna say that my party and my groups, I DM 5 nights a week, um, all different campaigns, all different groups, and they know not to trust me when I'm smiling. So I don't
So
need
they
a
are
mug to say it.
a mug to say it.
Um, so yeah, like I already covered this. Their social media personnel are amazing, um, and I love your About Us page. Whose idea was it to make everyone's like description and stuff very tabletop RPG esque and fantasy?
That was me. I wrote those. I got input from people, but I thought this is what we do, so let's write it. Let's write it like, you know,
And when are the rest of them getting their descriptions?
I don't know. That's a good question. We should probably do that at some point. There's a lot of people on the team. I would say when I have time. I don't know when that's going to be, though. I don't know when that's going to be. But it would be great to get more, for everyone to get to know the rest of the people on our team. I mean, we've got just, like I said, fantastic people. This is the best group of people that I have ever worked with in my entire life. I have never met people who are so giving and passionate and dedicated. And
Went to the wrong tab. Sorry.
a lot of them went without pay for a long time, like did not get paid or got paid very, very little. I will actually be uh, getting my first paycheck sometime at the end of September. So I have since January of 2020 when I started. Yeah.
I will tell you, I have been there. I'm still there on as far as Twitch goes, but when I was with some other gaming companies I've worked for, it was volunteer. It was just a passion project. A couple of them successful, a couple of them failed. It's all in the name of the game.
Yeah, well, the people that we made sure to pay our artists, because for the art team, if they're not all of our illustrators, we recognize that, that's the only thing that they do is art. And there's only so many hours a day that they can do art. There's not, it's not like you can leave your day job and, so we made sure to pay our illustrators. It was our devs, a lot of our devs, even our social media folks, other people who were not directly on the illustrator team. And our illustrators, we didn't pay a lot. You know, but I made sure to pay them. And I'm actually the last person to finally get paid because, that's from my perspective, that's my job. My job is to take care of everybody, set the direction of the organization, make sure that everybody is on task and has, a clear understanding of what our vision is, build those relationships, but take care of everyone at the same time, and make sure that they are taken care of before I am, because that's what a leader is supposed to do. You're supposed to take care of the people who are doing all of the work and making it all possible.
And that leads me into my next question: is what are some of the toughest hurdles that you guys have run into doing this whole project?
Um, Money was a big one. I've done some fundraising now, and we have some investors on board. So money was a big one. It was also my first time having a software company, and there are unique challenges with that. I get to act as our CTO, and I've gotten a lot of coaching in that area now, so I'm more effective than I was. But I would say some of the biggest challenges were deciding how we were going to tackle some things and actually even bigger than like how we were going to tackle animation and things like that. But I would say actually the biggest challenge was getting everyone to accept that we were going to have to, in some cases, start over multiple times, and redo a lot of work. And that was very challenging for people to accept. A lot of times they're like, but is there any way that we could just not do that? And I'm like, no, there's not. Like, this is kind of just how it is. It's an iterative process. And as part of an iterative process, sometimes you start over. And what you gained from what you did before was just lessons, you
Yeah,
know?
and that's a lot of things that go on with these type of projects, and a lot of times you got people that work for you that want to cut corners. Well, can't I reuse some of this or redo this? No, just start from scratch.
It's understandable. It's not out of, oh, whoops, sorry. It's not out of,
You all right?
yeah. It's okay. It's not out of like laziness or anything. It's literally because they understand kind of the pressure of deadline and the need to get everything done, and so they're wanting to cut corners because they see that the time cost. Great, this is going to take me an extra 2 weeks, or an extra day or an extra 20 hours, whatever it is. But getting everybody to accept that that's just a normal part. It doesn't, and a lot of times we have this sense that if you have to start over, it's because you did something wrong, and it feels like it's wasted. And I'm like, no, it's not. We learned from that. It was useful for that time, and now we move on. So yeah.
Got a couple questions from a couple people in chat. Are there plans for more body types? Lots more, I'm sure.
Yeah, actually, yeah, we've got what we call a neutral body type. Hold on, let me just pull. I can actually this up really quick. Give me 1 second. This is in our. Here it is. So this is. I think I can share my screen. Yeah.
Yeah, you should be able to. I may have to pull it up once you share it.
No
Nope.
problem.
Maybe.
So
Ah,
that
there we go. Yeah, I
So
got it.
these are just a couple of the body types that are coming soon. This thinner, what we call a neutral body type, which doesn't present as we worked really hard to make sure that it doesn't present as typically male or female. The chest area could as easily be breasts as it could be pectorals, and then we've got these two heavier body types. One of the things that we also plan on doing, so we had a trans consultant come on and have some, give us some guidance and things like that. And what's interesting is it's always useful. We have our lead artist. The lead artist that we had for quite some time was non-binary. But even when you have people on your team, they're still often too close to the project. So one of the things that we'll be doing is you'll see that even with some of these body types here, we're going to be kind of swapping the top with the bottom to present a more gender fluid kind of middle bodies, because sometimes people, well, one, we know that people come in all different shapes and sizes, and you can have somebody that is male that has curvier hips than what we typically assume a male of that body type is going to have. But it also just helps when we have users who are gender nonconforming, non-binary, transmasculine, transfeminine, trans male, trans female, gender fluid, agendered, whatever. We want to provide as many body types as possible to cover those. What we hope to do, and let's see if I can stop sharing this now. Hold on.
Yeah, you should be able to.
I'm gonna hit stop streaming. Did that work?
Yep.
Sweet. What we hope to do is look to see if we can also include sliders for some of these so that you can adjust those bodies as well. And so that'll give you even more flexibility. Right now, we're turning all of these bodies into 3D models. They'll still present 2D. And that's a really important distinction. We'll still have that 2D anime or cartoon aesthetic, but they'll be 3D models. And that'll just make them more easily posable and everything else.
All right, and then another question is, in the future, would you consider further optimizing categories within the character creator with subcategories, making things easier to find?
Yeah, we actually are already working on genres for the assets. So we have that functionality built. We just haven't tagged all of the assets with, we've got the genres that we've identified are high fantasy, modern, collegiate, specifically because we actually have a university who has bought use of the app because we're doing custom avatars for their esports team. I can't say who yet because they want to do the announcement around that, but it's kind of cool.
When you do, let
Um,
me know. I'll announce
yeah.
it.
Oh, thank you. But there'll be like a Wild West, post-apocalyptic, uh,
Will all
and
these
there's
be
some.
interchangeable? Like, so if I want a post-apocalyptic headpiece, I can put like a Wild West bottom on or
Yeah,
whatnot.
yeah, for sure, absolutely. It's just a way. All it will be is a feature to sort, for you to sort and filter out different, different pieces. Will also be a lot of our pieces are actually parts of a set, and will what we're looking at is a way to easily show an entire set as well, so that you could just select an entire set if you want something that goes all together.
All right. And another question they asked is there consideration adding some basic clothing items? There are a ton of cool, intricate articles of clothing available, but basic t-shirts, shorts, tank tops, pants,
Oh,
etc.
yeah, so those are coming because of the frack.
Almost. Luckily, you cut out.
Oh, did I? Yeah, some of those are coming because of the university partnership. But here's the thing: if there's something that you want and we don't have it, there's this cool little feature in the app that is it says report a bug or suggest a feature. Click that. And seriously, if you send us an image, we will do our best to get that in. And here, I'm going to actually give you an example. I'm going to give you an example right now. One second. My computer is very unhappy with me because a ton of stuff is running at the same time. So here we go. We got asked. Let me find in downloads the actual image that they sent me.
I would say as many as I've asked for and have started seeing. Like the other day on Twitter, your uh, social media person put out the wizard wands and with snakes and stuff on them, and I was like, yes, and also add little rats, owls, and snake companions to go with them. And they're like, good idea.
So this, um, so somebody sent us this. They said, "Hey, we've got a specific story reason that the guy, was went into a place and to disguise himself, he put on the most outlandish outfit that he could find, with the reasoning that if he stands out, he like blends in." So that was just a couple of weeks ago, and we have these jackets and we have this hat. I don't know how well you can see the hat, but it's right there. But you can see the jackets are already coming. And we sent it to him for feedback, and said, "Hey, this is what you were looking for." So, and he's ecstatic, but literally all anyone has to do is send us requests. They go into our queue. They absolutely go into our queue. And in this case, This one got bumped up because they have a more immediate need for it. And yeah, it's taking us a couple of weeks, but you know,
It
ask
always
your
takes a while.
yeah. Yeah.
Because I know I asked about centaurs and minotaurs, and it was eventually. The body
Yeah.
type would be too hard right now in our current state. Maybe eventually.
We we figured that we can actually do centaurs a little bit easier. It's the canvas size. They'll look small until you have them in the scene creator because but we figured we would have just a limited amount of upper bodies for that, but I think it's doable, but it is going to take us a little while. It is going to take us a little bit of while, but it'll be cool. It'll be cool when we have that.
Now, um, you have mentioned anime a couple of times. I personally have been showing off your app by going through several of my VTuber friends and making their avatars in NeverEnding and sending them to them. Is there any plans? Because a lot of them use actual anime aesthetics and stuff like that. Is there any plans for like the big hair bows, the frilly anime like dresses, the short anime dresses are frilly, or like I guess the best way to put it is the Asian uh, clothing types.
Like the frog button jackets and with the Mandarin
Yeah,
collar and things.
yeah.
Yeah, if people ask for that stuff, like we don't have an immediate, it's not like in the immediate future, but again, that can change if people ask for it. That's all it requires is if we get, a couple of people saying, "Hey, can we get this Sailor Moon outfit?" We'll do something similar. We will not do a Sailor Moon outfit, but
It will not be named after the anime.
it could be a
Pop culture image.
yes, it could be a Nautica asteroid outfit.
Something along those lines, yeah. Um, and someone else was asking me about will there ever be a feature where you can do dual colored eyes where one is like blue and the other's green and dual color hair because she actually has a green eye and a brown eye and she was wanting to show that off as her character but you can't do that yet.
Yeah. Dual colored hair, absolutely. I can definitely check on dual colored eyes. I don't see why not. It's actually a really easy thing for us to do because all we have to do is just make the one eye a different accent color. It's pretty easy.
And you had I'm trying to move along because I know you haven't had dinner yet and it's been a long day.
I did eat. I
Ah,
typically eat leftover Chinese food, so it's actually quite satisfying.
okay. So unlike last week,
Yeah, last week I hadn't eaten. I was dying. I was dying. But this week I made good choices, healthy choices.
that's what they all say. Um,
Yeah.
uh, Now you mentioned the gravity in chat. Just put Sailor Girl outfit instead of Sailor
Taylor,
Moon. You mentioned that the patches, I call them patches or releases of like different body types, so that will be pretty much a weekly thing. They may not be on the exact day every week, but it's pretty much
uh,
weekly.
the options, not the new body types. We won't be releasing new body types.
Well,
We'll
I
be
meant
releasing
that's what I meant with the options.
new character options. Yes.
Now
Yes.
I know those aren't small patches or small releases by any means, but are you going to sort of stagger those for a bit and then do a large one with like a theme or something like that, and then do more small ones and another theme release?
Right now, our focus is trying to get enough stuff to cover some of the really iconic, iconic types of characters and things. And we've got some of that covered. We're and as well as NPCs, because we understand that with our NPC generator is really focused on like kind of the NPCs that you're going to find in the town. Bandit, a tavern server, tavern keeper, merchant, so on.
And the NPC generator will be fixed soon.
Yes, so you get dragon face with a dwarf. I literally don't know why that's happening.
One,
Like, I literally don't know why that's happening.
hey,
But
I got some beaked thing for an elf the other day, and I was laughing about it. I think it's funny the way it is. Um,
well, I'm glad you do. But we have some cool sets like this, uh, coming out soon, which has this is like a dwarven armor. This is actually, we've got a more updated version that's even cooler. For example, the cloak is scale mail, and that's wicked looking. Uh, but we our focus after these pieces is really on the expansions that we advertised for our Kickstarter. And that is like the Cradle of Life expansion that focuses on Northern and Western African outfits that are inspired by Northern and Western African culture. Northern Lights, which is inspired by, Inuit culture. Um, we've got,
yeah, I was gonna show those off here in a bit because I have that page pulled up too.
that's
Um,
awesome.
one of my players and viewers uh, just asked, "Would you consider a stripper an iconic role?" Because she is actually playing a stripper in one of the games.
As soon as we can set kind of maturity ratings for stuff, absolutely. And right now, there's, we know that we need to have like, I guess this is the kind of typical things that people think of, but like fishnets and things like that, because often those are used for, for characters as well, especially for sorcerers. We unusually, well, interestingly enough, generally those have been used to represent evil characters. You've got the evil woman, and you know that she's evil because she's confident in her sexuality and she's willing to show it off, which is very, you know,
Her character actually ended up getting a deal sort of with Malcanthet, the queen of succubuses, and then backing out of that. And yeah, I actually do a lot of heavy lore in my
yeah,
campaigns from the original D&D, all the Forgotten Realms, all the Dragon magazines, all that in mine, and that's where Malcanthet came from, is that lore in there.
that's
Uh,
pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
na-
But but yeah, we can definitely do some of that stuff. It's I wouldn't necessarily consider it iconic, but but it's a cool idea. It's a cool idea, and we're definitely open to it.
Now, um, I know that I had asked you guys about buying it for groups,
Yeah.
and you had given me the Game Found website, and I'm pulling it up now. I think for people in chat that want to see the link directly,
Oh yeah.
I think I got my bot set for it. Oh, that's the wrong command. Oh, that's because I changed the command earlier.
You tricked
It's
yourself.
Yep, it's exclamation point group by in chat like I just typed, and you can actually pull up this site, and it gives you not just the stuff that you guys had offer on Kickstarter, but all these ways to where they can buy a pack
Yeah.
for a group of friends that are using it. There's the Apocalypse pack. There's the
Well,
Papa Leg Buzz.
the big thing is with the packs, anything that you buy through GameFound, it's 18 months. It's not a year. And then if you gift NeverEnding to a friend, it's 24 months. So if you buy it, you just buy it straight up for a friend. There's a pledge or an add-on that's gift NeverEnding to a friend. That's 24 months. So um, it's obviously you can just get a subscription on our website, but it's better to get it through GameFound because while GameFound is open, and GameFound is open right now because we still have some straggler Kickstarter backers who have not finished out their pledge. You know,
Yeah, if I was a little more stable right now, there's one particular one on there I'd get.
how the all you can survey. It gives you all of the
The
gives you all.
lifetime.
Oh, the lifetime one. Yeah, that's I know it's a lot of monies. It's a lot of monies.
Well,
It comes with character commissions though. That's the thing that makes it really worthwhile. Is it comes with character commissions.
I always like doing the lifetime of things I support when I can do it, of course. Um, but yeah, and that's one reason I reached out to you guys because I was like, I gotta support them somehow. This is the only way really I can do it right now.
Well, I
Um,
appreciate we always appreciate any kind of support. Like shout outs are really powerful for us. You know, people telling us that we're doing a good job is really, really motivating. You know, it's because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, you know, and there's always that fear, you know, that you're creating something that people aren't going to want, you know, or aren't going to be that interested in. So,
uh,
and it is even where it's going to be in the future. I mean, you know, we have animation coming in hopefully February. February is our target date for the animation side of the platform.
yeah, so you already started to release like emotional faces and stuff like that already on the site. Like there's one that looks like almost like they're screaming, and some others that look really cool. Um, but speaking of those releases, and this goes back to what I was asking earlier about the I'll pull up the website again about the if you were going to stagger things, and like you were saying, some were getting released weekly. But what about like the achievements and the messaging between people and the others that you have coming soon?
So the nice thing is that you know, the art releases don't really affect any of the development releases. So, you know, the dev team, their primary focus is on those new things. So, for example, in profiles, in your profile, pretty soon you're going to be able to list all of your different socials. And if you are a streamer, that's going to be useful, as well as if you're a content creator on Patreon or DM's Guild or Drive Through RPG. You're going to be able to list those, and it'll have the icon appropriate to those. And you'll be able to, you're already able to favorite profiles now, but you'll soon be able to, when you go into the community page, you'll be able to see people's top 3 socials. Um, and we think that that's going to be a lot more useful. But all of that stuff is, you know, that stuff is kind of ongoing. You know, our big milestones are the scene creator, the ability to take your characters and pose them and place them on backgrounds in scenes that you've built and turn that all into a comic book with text bubbles and everything. Our target for that is November. Our target for the story animator, the ability to add animations to your characters and actually, you know, be able to create small animated videos. Our target date for that is February. So none of the art really impacts that, except for once our 3D modelers catch up with the illustration team, we will probably have to reduce the amount of options that we're spitting out each week, simply because there's a lot more that goes into 3D modeling all of those pieces. You know, it's a lot more because the illustrators, it seems like it's a lot of work now because the illustrator is drawing them across all those bodies. But what they'll have to do is they'll actually have to draw them from different perspectives. So it would be like, you know, a picture of your phone this way. They've got to then draw the phone this way, and then they've got to draw the phone this way, so that the modelers have something to go off of. But it's not a phone; it's an armor piece. You know, and if there are 10 different types of armor pieces on a body, then that's a lot of things that they'll have to draw. So it's going to take the illustrators just as much time, but there's the added time of the 3D modelers doing it. So that will probably come November, December, our art pipeline will slow down pretty significantly. We'll still make sure to release stuff every single week, It just won't be the fire hose that it is now. Like now we have a lot of stuff releasing every week. Yeah.
Um, Now, will any of those? Do you know what any of the achievements are going to be yet, or because I know there's a
Yeah.
couple already on there? Are there any you can share with us?
So, yes, I will share.
Because I'm wondering if there's going to be any for like any achievements for streaming or sharing a character you made on like a social media page.
Oh,
Will there be an achievement for that?
what this? I thought you meant what the achievement rewards were, which I was about to pull up some.
No,
But
I
yes.
want those to be a surprise.
So yeah, so we'll have social focused achievements. We'll have achievements around creating certain amounts of characters, and those will have like a level one, two, three, and four. We'll have achievements for sharing them through because we are creating. We're working to make it so that you can just quickly, with a push of a button, share your character to, you know, Twitter, Instagram, wherever. And then there'll be achievements for referrals. There will be some specific achievements if you're a streamer. You know, we have some actually. There's a lot of cool things that we want to do for content creators. Hopefully I won't get in trouble for sharing this. So we will eventually have in-app currency, but the other thing that we'll have are gems, and gems will be something that you can buy, but they'll also be something that you can find in different aspects of the app. So it'll be like randomly, like it's a random treasure. Like, so you'll go into the character builder and you'll click on a certain chest and it'll pop up. You'll get a pop up that says, hey, you discovered a ruby, you know, and that'll get added. But what gems are for are actually, um, you can convert them to coins, but the most important thing is that you can give them to other people. So you can shower a content creator with gems, shower them with treasure. And it'll be one of the ways that we want to try to help people who end up creating content on our site, as well as just content creators in general. They won't have to create content on our site if they're, creating content on Twitch, but somebody wants to give them gems through NeverEnding, and that'll be a great, a great little reward for them to be able to, buy more stuff in the app, because not everything will be free. We are rolling out expansions. I mean, because our artists have to get paid, they have to eat. And that's normal. There's some stuff also when we experiment with it, that'll be a way for us to know whether or not it's something that people really, really want. And it'll also be a way for us to kind of invest time in stuff that we wouldn't normally do. So for example, we've got the I think this will work, right? Hold on, let's see.
If you
So
guys
we've
are in
got
check.
like the colorable fairy wings that are coming live, but as an expansion, we
Oh,
have,
this is for all you like fairy wings.
oh, will this work? Wait, I want a different screen. Oh, duh, right there. So, there's a bunch of wings that they pre-colored like this that will be part of a specific Fae expansion. And some of these, oh shoot. I just went to the wrong folder. Give me 1 second. And some of these are really like wicked cool. Like this one. I love this one. Like that's so cool.
I really like that one.
Yeah. Yeah. And then there's this really cool version that they did of this that I've been calling the Wings of Madness. I don't know if our artist is keen on that, but that's freaking cool to me. I love that.
Oh, those would be great for Venus.
So to give them the time and the space to do that, we'll put some of these things in an expansion so that you get like a ton of these wings that you wouldn't be able to get through the color picker, because there's no way for us to make a color picker so advanced,
Intricate.
essentially, do something like that. It's not doable. Um,
Now the gems will. So say I want to buy a stack of however many 100 gems and give them to someone. Could I outright buy the gems?
so you'll be able to. So we're not sure how all of this is going to work. We're still working through all of the details of in-app currency and the whole gem system. Um, it's we want people to be able to gift them because we want people to be able to, kind of have this ability to support each other, and to access content for each other. But we're just not sure how all of that is going to work. So
And
TBD for now.
will the coins possibly? I mean, like you said, it's still being worked
Yeah,
out. Will they be able to be used to like buy a month sub to the site or? Uh,
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
yeah,
You
because I
know,
was just thinking that for us that stream on Twitch and use you guys, if we want to do a giveaway on our stream, we could buy the gems and then give them away so that way they can buy a sub, or we can just outright give them a sub
well,
when that time
it,
comes.
yeah, it's going to be at least another 6 months before we have in-app currency. But I would say if anybody's interested in giving away promos, to email hello@beneverending.com and say, hey, is there a way that, we've got a stream on such and such a date. We'd love to do a giveaway. And uh, there's a better than even chance that we will say yes and allow you to just give away without having to buy it. So
Yeah, because I
take advantage of the fact that we're small right now and scrappy and willing to like just give you stuff. Take advantage of that. Let people know for promoting us, obviously, not just, hey,
I
can I
mean
just have
that was one thing I asked you when we
oh
were
yeah,
first testing this. I was like, I like giving away stuff. Is there a way I can buy a copy to give away that night? And you were like, we'll take care of it.
yeah, yeah. So absolutely.
I mean, I don't like doing it that way. I like buying the actual thing to give
No,
away.
but it's really okay. It's really okay.
Uh, so with your app right now,
Yeah.
will there be a way in the future to where if I make a bunch of characters or I make a bunch of NPCs that I can actually organize them into particular games or
Yeah,
files?
100%. And not only will you be able to do that, you'll be able to decide who in your network you share them with. You'll be able to set up your right. One of the things that'll happen is that right now you just have favorite profiles and stuff, but we will have circles where you're able to have like these are the people that are in this game, and these are the people that are in this game, and then these are just like kind of the casual other DMs that I know, and you'll be able to set those up and you'll be able to identify pretty specific level permission for who you want to see different things, based upon the circle that they're in. And you'll be able to define those circles yourself. And then you will be able to display those. We're working on a system where you'll have a variety of templates that you can choose from for displaying content. And you can have essentially multiple channels. One of the things that I don't like about Twitch or YouTube or any of these places is that they're so big that your channel looks exactly like someone else's channel for the most part in terms of layout. There's stuff that you can put on your about, you can use different images and stuff, but YouTube especially, that other than the banner, everything is laid out, all the content is laid out the same. You cannot change the hierarchy of the content in a meaningful way. So we want to change that for you and allow you to essentially have what amounts to like a custom website of your content and have multiple of those. So that way you can have that set up for different games. And really, it's just another way for people to consume that content that you're creating, whether it's characters, character bios, whether it's you know character party portraits, or whether it's you know end scenes, or whether it's a comic book that captures kind of highlights from the last couple of sessions or whatever it is. You should be able to display that content in the hierarchy that you want, and also be able to upload your own content to that as well, and not have it be just stuff that you create on the site. The goal of this is to just be, we want to essentially be the complete customization tool that DMs and players and storytellers need. So more than just a digital toolbox, it's about providing you a level of customization and individuality and expression that you might not have in other places. And especially for people who aren't as comfortable in front of the camera, I think this is going to be a big game changer, because right now, if you want to be a streamer, you got to be in front of the camera. If you want to be a content creator, you
But
kind
you
of have
don't.
to. You don't have to.
It's. I mean, I know plenty that don't, and I know plenty that do, and I know some that have gone to the VTubing now, and
Yeah, but I think I think there's still some barriers. There's still some barriers, and I think that our goal is to remove those barriers and give people another option, another way. So while the character builder is great and I love it, what I'm really looking forward to is when people are able to create web comics and animated videos.
now
Because I read that stuff all day.
now with the character builder, um,
Yeah.
will there be a way later on to sort of make like a stat block to where, like, for instance, D&D 5e, you have strength, con, whatever. Now, would there be like boxes for that where they can just change what that stat is and then change what, say it's a strength they use, I forget what Vampire the Masquerade uses, but anyways, they can change that main thing and then put the number that they have in there, so that way anyone can sort of use that as like a pre-generated character.
So I think that we've gone back and forth over that. And the reason why we have not leaned into that is because there's so many places that you can put together like a character sheet, or where you can put together where really what you're missing is a custom portrait. If we get enough people that ask for it, we'll revisit it. But for the most part, there's so many like custom character sheets out there, and it'd be really easy for you to just take the character that you created and put that portrait in there, and pull over all of that stuff. I don't think that there's a lot of value add in us doing what a lot of other people have already done, which is create all of those places where you can stat up your character.
Well, I was thinking more along lines of not just statting up, but to make it customizable. So, like, if someone's creating their own tabletop RPG and they want to show everyone, well, this is the stats that we roll with in this game,
Yeah, that's an interesting idea. That's an interesting idea, like a custom.
to where they can actually customize it, or say they are using it for D&D, they can then type in the name of the stat in that block instead and put the numbers in.
Yeah, like a pre-gen character tool, essentially, but that's system neutral, a system neutral
Exactly.
pre-gen tool.
Because I think that'd
That,
be something cool to do, and then just print it out, just one sheet, just bam, print it out with the character on it, with the stats, everything. You're done, good to go.
that's an interesting idea. That's an interesting idea. Poll your people, ask them if they want that. I would be interested. I would be interested in seeing if that's
How many of
something
you
that
guys would be
they would
interested in?
use. You know, because it's doable. It's actually not that hard. It's actually not that hard at all. Because we could even do that. Yeah,
See, I'm
because you
giving
can.
you more work.
Because what you'd want to do is identify how many stats you'll use, which would then affect how many fields it creates for you, because you don't want empty fields. You want the layout to be appropriate based on the amount of fields. Yeah, it's doable. We'd have to do it in a way that makes it actually valuable. That does something that someplace else doesn't do. Um,
I'll put it this way: 30% have already said that sounds like a great idea.
All right, I'll write a note to hello@beneverending.com right now, so that we don't lose this idea.
I know I'm giving you more work.
That's a lot
But
more work.
between ideas and fixes for the website and everything else.
Control, check, character tool. Um,
Because I haven't seen anyone do that before. And that's why I was asking, because you were talking about being completely customizable, and that's what brought it to my mind. I'm like, I've never been able to do that. I've always had to search for a site for Vampire Masquerade, or search for one for D&D, or search for one for this or that. In fact, um, what was it about 2 years ago? I had to go on a searching spree um, to find one for a player that was dyslexic. That um, it was specifically for dyslexics. That it was a other disabilities as well that had images on there instead of just the wording. All good.
uh, all right, sent. So it's in our queue now of good ideas. The you'll note that on our app we use icons for pretty much everything, and that's twofold. It's one because we recognize that people with disabilities might have different needs, and also because we don't want to make the assumption that everybody who is using the app is English is their first language or that they speak English at all. But having the icons hopefully help guide people and make it easier and help it make it easier for people of different cognitive abilities also. My mom is intellectually disabled, so I have other family members that are intellectually disabled and have other comorbid disabilities as well. So it's always been something that is really important to me, not just the representation piece, but the actual accessibility piece. And we went through a whole accessibility audit with someone from I'm going to say it wrong. It's either the University of Chicago or the University of Illinois. But it was a great referral that we got. They did it for us for free, which was fantastic. And we're not perfect by any means. We're still looking to improve, but we implemented tab navigation, really really quickly. We've made sure that our designs work for people of all different types of color blindness. So we're sensitive to that as well. We use the icons to make it a little bit more accessible. And it'll be an area that we continue to improve upon. So
And I hope you don't mind. I swiped your little goblin that points to your homepage and put him on my About Us, where people click on it, it takes you to your website.
that's totally chill. I don't mind at all. I don't mind at all.
Uh, I was trying to think. I'm like, what can I do that's an image of theirs? And I couldn't get the actual NeverEnding logo because I was going to use that, but it wouldn't let me take it off the website. But it would let me take the little goblin guy. So I'm like,
Yoink. Yeah, he actually expands or like if you click him, the all the words for the menu pop out.
yeah.
So, but he's pretty cool. Well, I love our goblins. They're kind of really cool. I want us to eventually have a wizard that takes you through everything, guides you through creating your first character and stuff like that. And we actually have a goblin wizard for that. So our goblin wizard is our wizard.
Is that the same one that's on the socks?
Uh, oh, if there's one with the hat, then that might be
I
him.
think
But
so. He's on the Goblin Party socks.
oh yeah, I think just his head.
Yeah.
But
So, for those asking in the chat, yours will not look like mine. I have added my background to the webpage. So, it actually says my name. As far as the character builder, it will look like this. You can literally choose any head, body, arms, legs, prosthetics, wings, tails, horns, hair, you name it. More to come weekly.
Yeah.
I'm showing off the website. There is an NPC generator. Oops, I clicked it wrong. It is in the works because it still gets some things confused, but
Oh, it's so buggy. I don't. It's such a. It's the bane. It's a bane. When it finally really works, I'm gonna be super happy.
well, it just worked for me and gave me a gnome bandit that actually looks like a gnome bandit. Uh,
So what? The fancy inn was too crowded for you, so you
That's
come here?
fantastic. The
Thank you
descriptions are
for the
the best part
follow.
of it, though. Like those, those different things because it gives you a personality trait. It gives you how they feel about a certain person or group of people, how they feel about a specific region, and some kind of goal or dream or hope. So it's much more well-rounded and it gives you, from my perspective, a lot to go on in creating and communicating a personality.
Now, the top one for me always seems to be like a flaw, but it's not really a flaw. I, I would like to see like true flaws, like what's a good one? Like I vomit every time I drink or something like that. Just something goofy that won't affect the actual character's gameplay.
Yeah, that's doable. That would be fun. That is one area. And we've got a lot of space on that on that page. I mean, I want to leave a lot of space for people to put in their own stuff as well, but having kind of a fun, interesting flaw
Oops.
would be kind of cool.
Um, and I know I have one more question. I'm waiting
Yeah.
for chat to ask more. Oh, T the Shiba in chat's asking, will there be more tails?
Yes.
So
Because I was really sad not to be able to make a dragonborn with a tail today.
yeah,
So
I've tried that too. But I actually tried to make T the Shiba her avatar. She's a VTuber, and I tried to make her avatar on there. And of course, her VTuber models like an anime Shiba female, and I was trying to do that on there, and I just couldn't do it. So I ended up giving up for a while. I'm like, I need a poofy tail.
poofy tail. I think a poofy tail is doable. Are you going to be able to see a poofy tail from behind?
Yes, if it swings out like the
Oh, I see, I see. Like the poofy, like a. I see what you mean. Yeah.
Shiba's tails curl at the end too, so it
Yeah.
really stands out. That and someone asked me. She just said she tried to make her model there too. Someone asked me the other day about the ears and why we can't resize them. Someone wanted big long ears instead,
So,
and they're talking about the animal ears, like the fox ears, stuff like that. They wanted to make them a little bit bigger.
well, we will have some more of those animal ears coming, but once the 3D once everything is changed into 3D models, you'll actually be able to resize the ears, rotate them. They'll have a little bit of level of adjustment, and then you'll be able to do the same thing with the eyes, resize the eyes as well. So if you want like really big eyes or smaller eyes, whatever. So a lot of that stuff is coming, but we do have more animal ears coming as well. It's just it's right now we have 5 illustrators, and so you'd be amazed at how much. I mean, it's still their list is still like
Miles
so.
long. But I'm amazed at how much they put out, especially weekly. Because even if I can't access it all and use it, I see a lot in gray that's saying new or upcoming or whatnot. And it's like it's amazing how many new things they put out weekly on there.
Yeah.
Um, and I had one more question that I had wrote down was whenever I make the tokens to turn my character into a token to use it in say Roll20 or whatever, is there going to be a way I can resize the figure in the token? Because sometimes when I make them, it seems like they're super small.
You should
In
be able to resize it now.
I couldn't the other day when I was trying.
Were you on what browser were you using?
Chrome.
Oh, it definitely should work on Chrome. It definitely should work on Chrome. You should because you should see when it's in the token, you should see that there's a little sizing bar next to it. Hold on a second. Let me just.
Yeah, there's a sizing bar. It's there now, anyways. And but it doesn't really zoom in like it. I mean, it doesn't
Oh,
resize. It zooms in like their head will
no.
lower to the bottom.
But then click on the character and pull them up. Click on the character inside the frame. You can move them inside the frame.
Okay, so that was okay. I was going to
That way,
ask you this question last week, and I was actually looking all over trying to find this, and I couldn't find the slider. And the when I did find it, I think it was Monday, it didn't work right, and now it's working.
yeah. So yeah, if you do the slider and then it will kind of zoom in at first, but then you just have to click the character and drag them. And then you can move them all around, in that little frame.
Okay, so
So
now it's
that way,
working.
yeah, that way you can make them as big or as small as you want.
Okay, yeah, because I had several of them small.
Yeah,
Um,
and I know you're like these are so tiny, but
I can't see it.
you sometimes just want the head and shoulders. You want the bust, character.
Does anyone have any
Yeah.
questions?
So yes, that does work. So yes, we are doing that. In fact, we did it just now.
It worked now. That's all that matters. Um, now, I wanted to reach out to you not only to do this interview because I really enjoy your product. And I haven't saved all the characters, but I've probably made close to 100 and and saved like 3 or 4 to actually like use later because I'm a DM. I one and done usually for me, so I don't bother saving. Or I make them for other people and just send them the image itself.
Yeah.
Um, and I've had a blast with it. But I wanted to know, would you and your team want to do a D&D session where I DM for you guys and we all create characters off of NeverEnding and use just those in Roll20?
That would be fun. We would. I'm sure my team has bugged me about us playing D&D, and I just have not been able to find the time. So I think it would be fun to do a one shot or a two shot. We could definitely make that happen, and
I,
it'd be great. They would love it. They would be very happy. Um, so yeah, that would be cool.
so see, I give you a bunch of work and then I take some off your shoulders by offering a DM for you.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that'd be fun. It's a rambunctious group. Just be warned. It's a rambunctious group.
I, I've been DMing since '89, so I've been through every group you can think of. I did a Christmas one shot that was 36 hours straight with,
That's a really long time.
well, it had a lot of players. Um, but yeah, so I'm sure I can handle a one shot, 3 4 hour one shot. That'd be easy. Um, I'm trying to think. I don't really have any more questions for you. I'm looking to see if chat does.
Well, and I'm gonna just show off our little goblin wizard. This is the goblin wizard that I was talking about. It's super cute.
Yeah, I seen him somewhere on your site. I forget where.
Yeah, it's the I think his head is in the goblin party socks for sure. It's so funny that you had mentioned the merch store because in our social media meeting last week, I had literally, or this week, earlier this week, we just talked about the fact that we need to start promoting it. I didn't even think about adding it a link for it to the app. That's actually not a bad idea. It's a
Eh,
good idea.
Um, and one other you may want to look at is your support and feedback being on the bottom and super small, moving it up to the same as the rest of the menu icons and size that way. Um,
Yeah.
that way it makes it easier to find. Um, and everything on the About Me, which is the actual BeNeverEnding.com site, uh, a lot of that could be moved over to the app or have a link to it that's just as large as the app buttons um, to make it
I think,
easier to find.
yeah, I think you can get, well, maybe you can't get to our site from our app
You
easily.
can, but it's a like you literally okay. So to find the support and feedback buttons along with the site link, you actually
Yeah.
have to click the goblin to expand the words. That's the only way you can see it, even. And then it's all the way at the bottom in super small print.
I didn't even realize that. You're right. Frack me.
Told you I've been at this a while. I've seen it all. I know what to look
Well,
for.
it used to live on the site. I think in the nope, and it's not. And it used to live like on the site, but we did this redesign, and I didn't think about the fact that this starts unexpanded, and so you don't know. It should actually. I've argued with them that it should start out expanded, so that you see everything the very first time and see what everything is. Because you don't really notice the little goblin dude, I think. But yeah, that's a good point.
And where the FAQ,
Yeah,
um, honestly, I would change that to just say never ending website because fact could be anything as far as any of the questions or anything like that. And it's
yeah,
like you get
well,
lost.
yeah, and the FAQ does live on the fact does live on our website, on our web site. Could still take you there. Yeah, we also on the learn more. If you look up on the main menu, the hamburger menu by the settings icon, the learn more takes you to our website, but it should probably just say never ending website. So learn more. Well, it's an iterative process.
It's in beta. We'll get it all worked out later.
Yeah, this will be beta until we have posing. From my perspective, it'll be beta until we have posing. So once you're able to click on a character and pose them, then I will consider us as having like a full character builder that is no longer in beta.
Who's still in chat? So, did you want to give away the 6 month subscription tonight?
Yeah, you
We
too. Sure.
we have several viewers. If you are interested in entering, just say I in chat, and I'll add you to the spinny wheel, and then I'll spin it, and we'll see who gets it. Um, and I'm getting chat from Twitch and private messages and everything because I got some people watching on the website as well.
And then all they'll need to do is they'll need to create a free account, and then and then they'll need to give you their email address. I'll have to have that email address so that I can upgrade them, and they'll
Yeah,
get a free 6 month.
I won't share the email address while we're
Yeah,
live. What I'll do is I'll send it to you after we end stream, and that way it'll be easier.
makes a lot of sense.
I'm also getting private messages in Discord, so occasionally, like I'll switch to the website screen so they can't see my Discord.
Let me close some of these preview windows that I had up. I gotta show you this new hairstyle that's coming. I really like it. ignore the fact that it like cuts off around the neck. It doesn't, it like goes all the way around. But I just think this is, we still have a few tweaks to this, but I think it's just so cool looking.
Oh yeah, I really like that.
It's just
Oop, need to put it on that page so you guys can actually see it.
it's every day new stuff.
Can you put that
Really?
back up? I didn't have the
Oh
scene
yeah,
selected so they could see it.
yeah, sure.
If there's anything else you want to show off too.
Well, I showed off those fairy wings. That was really the big thing. There's so many of those coming. But I just love this. You know, there's some other really cool stuff coming. I'm super excited. And I will say that if you follow us on social media and you've seen some of the pop culture style outfits and things, some of those may be making their way into achievement award rewards. So,
Yeah,
oh, and wow, that was cool. I like disappeared into my background.
it happens with this
I like it
VCam.
though. Like gone into the gold.
Yep, it happened. That would actually be fun. Dress up like Scrooge McDuck and just start swimming through it.
So I used to watch DuckTales. I used to think Darkwing Duck was so cool. I when I played Marvel superheroes, I actually created a superhero called Darkwing. He was not goofy like Darkwing Duck, you know, but he used the same catchphrase of "Let's get dangerous" because I was a big nerd.
Alright, looks like we only got 2 people entering. Even though I'm getting messages from all others, everyone keeps saying they already subscribed, so we'll just go with the 2 that entered.
Yeah.
I know several of my players have already subscribed, so um, not all of them though, but some of them.
And then just send me the email and we'll make it happen.
All right, so Gravity won it. Um, it was close. It was right on the line to between T and Gravity, but Gravity got it. Um, I will definitely get you the email after we get done
Cool.
streaming. Does
Cool.
anyone else have any questions? Just asking chat if they got any questions. Because I know it's getting late where you are. You've been
Yeah.
up late. I'm usually I'm usually on D&D nights, which Thursdays is my night off. Uh, but
Well,
Mon-
thankfully, sorry, thankfully I don't have any early morning meetings. My first meeting is at 11 a.m., so that's not so bad.
my
Thank you.
Monday, Wednesday, or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday night when I'm streaming. Um, Usually I start at 8 and go clear until who knows when. Sometimes 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Then my
Wow.
s-
I
then
have way too many 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m. meetings to do stuff like that. Like that is not. It's really funny because I came up with the idea of never ending because I wanted to enhance my own gaming experience. I'm not an artist. I ran into stuff all the time where I would be like, wait, what happened in the last session? Because we haven't been playing for like a month. Or I'd have story ideas and like the campaign would like fizzle out, because 1 or 2 people suddenly can't make it anymore and, school would get in the way or whatever. And I'd be like, but I've got this great story I want to tell. And I was like, if only there was a way that I could like capture all of that and be able to tell that. And now the irony is now that we're building it is that I don't have time to play D&D anymore.
one of 12 with
Wow.
stories for D&D and sessions and campaigns. I'm running, like I said, I'm running 5 campaigns now, and I have ideas to run another 12 or so that I've already worked out and can run like on the spot right now if I wanted to and if I had time. And I keep getting asked to run more.
You
Uh,
need charging.
I just took I took a week off, and originally was took the week off before our interview, and our interview was going to be my first day back, but then we had tech troubles, so I ended up taking this week off too. For the most part, I DM'd 2 sessions this week, but starting tomorrow is going to be back to full swing of things since I have internet.
Nice. Well,
And
congrats on having it again, by the way. Let's hope it lasts. Let's hope it lasts.
so last week when uh, I was first, you were sounding robotic to me, and I was like, what the heck? And then it was like I was trying to go live, and I kept dropping frames, and then I did a speed test, and my upload speed was literally 1 MB, but I had some download. I had 100. I'm like, this ain't supposed to be this bad. So I restarted my computer, restarted my router. Nothing. It died right then. And today, then they came out to look at everything like, well, we've been working on all the lines in the area, rerunning all new lines. That's probably what your problem was. I'm like, are you crazy?
And they never tell you. And it's funny because now, like, I don't know what I would do if I didn't have internet now. I mean, with the team being so diverse, I mean, I have to, I mean, our chat app, Google Drive, email, but I mean, I'd be able to get nothing done.
Well,
Well, guys, I would be able to clean my house and do some laundry.
so Twitch is one of my main sources of income, but I get income from a lot. Like I said, I work with game companies, with the developers. A lot of it I do promotional stuff. Either I make videos for them, or I go into their game and I play for a bit and get screenshots and videos, and I post them for their websites. So if I ain't got internet, especially upload speed, I am screwed. Um, and when I called the lady, I was messaging you, and I had her on speaker when she answered. She's like, "It's gonna be 2 weeks before we come out there." I said, "It better not, because otherwise, whoever comes out here is getting this router shoved up their backside. They're gonna be tasting plastic and wiring." And then it came back on about 4 hours later, and then it went off again the next morning. I couldn't win for lose. So it looks like all the questions are done. Uh,
Oh, sorry. Oh my goodness. Get going.
um, Gravity, you got me in Discord already. Go ahead and send me your email address. I'm sure I already have it, but send it to me so that way I can find it right in the front, so I can get it sent over to him. So you can
And
get
then
your
make sure that you've created a
free account.
account so that I can upgrade it because you have to have an account for me to upgrade it. So, and hopefully it's the same email address because otherwise I
Hopefully.
won't find you.
Yeah, I have so many people in my Discord that are asking me to start more games, and several people. Like I have all my socials right on my Twitch, but I also have them on my website, which we're being broadcast to tonight as well, so people can watch straight from the website. Um, but so all my stuff, the socials are there. If you guys follow me or hit me up in any of those socials, I can get you guys links directly to the NeverEnding socials. I have all them as well. Um, in fact, if you follow me on Twitter, you probably see me retweet 99% of their tweets and like them and comment to them and have full conversations with their amazing social media personnel. Uh,
I'm definitely gonna let them know that they got props. We can do that right now.
they're amazing, especially I haven't really commented too much this week, but last week and the week before, whoever was doing it was on the ball, um, constantly replying, and I think I even had a full conversation with one of them through tweets. In fact, when I asked you for the Fox, or I made a comment to them about Fox, one, I forget. It was to them, and then you showed me the images of the Fox last week.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. So here,
they actually tagged me in it in a tweet and said, Tyne, is this what you're asking for? And I was like,
Uh,
yes.
nice. That's excellent. That's excellent.
And I mean, that type of customer service, you don't get anywhere, period. Um,
Well, you get it if people are really passionate about what they're doing, if they really believe in the project, and if they're happy at their job. If they're happy with their job and they're passionate about it, then you get it. And the reason why you don't get it is because people aren't happy at their jobs. They're not passionate about what they're doing. They're not treated well. I mean, everybody on our team has a voice. I mean, I made that comment about how like I wanted the slider to be out, and but I got overruled, and or I made the comment also about the bad word thing. It's, yeah, I'm the CEO, but I take everybody's opinion very, very seriously. You know, there are times that I still make the decision that I make because I might have more information or experience that they don't have. But with a lot of stuff, they know that they have a voice that gets heard and that they influence the direction of the organization and the decisions that get made on a day-to-day basis. So,
well, you are always welcome here. If you got any announcements to make or anything else, just reach out to me. We can do another interview. We can do shout, just
well,
quick
maybe we'll
video.
do a, a short video of the when the beta, the true beta of the scene creator is ready, so you can get a little sneak peek of that. That'll
Cool.
be fun. Yeah.
Now, before we go, got
Yes.
one thing that's been itching at me ever since I seen on Twitter that you guys are adding like a seascape background. When is the peg leg and pirate and the parrot coming?
Yeah. You'll have to wait and see. You'll have to wait and see. If you get our emails, if you sign up for our email list, then you'll find out. You'll find out much faster.
I want a peg leg. I want the parrot.
Yeah.
And someone the other day was asking for a shark, and I'm like, why? He goes, what if someone polymorphs my pet into a shark? I'm like, it is possible, but I doubt they're gonna have it.
Not right away, at least. Not right away, at least. We're more likely to have the sea elf stuff before we have sharks.
Yeah, because I did ask about sea elf stuff for fins and stuff like that. In fact, Gravity in chat, she was saying mermaid tails.
That would be sweet. Yeah. Mermaid tails would be pretty cool.
And see, he's writing it down, so you know he's taking it serious. He's not in the military. He ain't doing stuff to just look busy.
No. No comment on that one. But
I was in the military.
I literally did. I know you were. Oh, you can't see it. Oh, because it
It blends, yeah.
blends. Well, you would be able to see it if it didn't blend. You would see mermaid tails written down. So cool.
So I'm sure everyone's had a blast. I know I have.
I had a
And
good time.
if anyone needs help on their website at all, either filling out feedback or questions, you can always message me directly through Twitch, through Discord, through anything. I'll tell you where to go to find the links. I'll tell you how to fill out the feedback report, which also works for suggestions. So if you have suggestions like the mermaid tail or um, anything in particular, you can put it in there. They will get it. 9 times out of 10, they will respond. At least in my, they've always responded to me. It may not be right away, but it will be eventually. And they'll tell you if it's doable or not. Like the centaurs for me, they first told me it'll be a while. And now I'm finding out it's going to be easier than they thought. So who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. Mostly because part of it is deciding what assets, like, because the belts and stuff don't really fit correctly, but everything other than belts and skirts and pants and boots, are a possibility. We just have to
So
find
everything but the clothing.
it. Anything but the bottom half of the clothing, which if you think about it, centaurs don't really need anyways, you know.
Um, but that just reminded me because someone asked me last week, and I meant to write it down. And I didn't write it down. They were asking for beast forms. And I tried to explain to them you already have like lizard folk stuff like that, but they were meaning like mammal beast forms, like
No, like
werewolf,
yeah,
foxes, stuff like that for humanoids.
that is very much on our radar. That's very much on our radar. We understand that people want anthropomorphic characters, like more than just tabaxi. You know, they want true anthropomorphic characters like a bear or a wolf or a fox. And so the same way that we did the skins for the dragonkin, I can't use the other word for them because it's a WOTC word, but the dragonkin, um, you know, that's how we'll handle a lot of those anthropomorphics. So those are coming, and you'll see those in skins, and then also it's in the faces. That we want to get the faces right and figure out how to give the because we've seen that it's not just a traditional wolf head that some people want like just an anthropomorphic dog head, but to be able to do different kind of markings and stuff on it. So figuring out the best way to do that, you know, is where some of that delay is, and
Yeah,
then figuring out where it falls in the pipeline. But
yeah.
yes, that's 100% a thing.
He was asking me because he's going to be starting a campaign. Is it next month or the month after? I forget. Anyways, where it's all a lycanthropy campaign, where all the players are lycanthropes. The whole world is lycanthropes of some sort. They're either rats, fox, wolf, werebears, you name it. They're all these things, and he was wanting to create the characters off of NeverEnding. He's like, when are they going to add that? I don't know. I looked right up and I said, "Do I look like I work for them?" He goes, "Well, you are interviewing him."
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, we'll be able to get some skins. Some of this stuff won't. The some things would require new bodies, and any new bodies take a really long time for us, at least until we get all of these other bodies done. But for some stuff, as long as you don't mind the fact that they're not going to have the legs, you know, the with the backward facing knees, you know, that's kind of the we can do that. The challenge is then it means like it ends up begging the question: do we fit pants to those because they're not gonna fit the angle of the pants has to be all different because you've got to show that that kind of backward, you know, the backward knee.
You can do shorter pants, sort of like
Yeah.
I'm gonna use this term, even though I hate it when I mention on stream, like Disney does with their older Disney characters with their clothing. It was always above, or their knee was lower.
Above the knee. Yeah, it's above where the knee is. It's just the angle. You still have to redraw all of them at that particular angle, so it means that they're not usable on anything else except for those bodies, which is not necessarily a it's not an insurmountable thing by any means. You know, sorry, my cat just she keeps coming up here to try to get my attention.
That's right. We all have pets of some shape or form. So that's going to be it for me. I don't see any more questions rolling through chat. Do you have anything for me or Chad or anything you want to announce?
I thank you guys so much for your time. I really appreciate the questions. I really appreciate the support, and you know, spread the word about us and give us feedback, good, bad, ugly, suggestions, whatever. We'll take it. We're happy for all of it. So, and thank you again. I appreciate the time. I really do.
Thank you for rescheduling, because
Oh, absolutely.
um, and the offer will stand to do the D1 shot with you guys, no matter what. It'll have to be on a Thursday night or a Saturday, because otherwise I'm booked.
That's fair. That's fair.
um, but what I'm gonna do real quick is I'm gonna mute the stream so they can't hear us, and I'm gonna put up my ending stream, and I'm gonna send the love to someone else who's streaming. I don't know who yet, but me and you can still talk for a moment. I do have that email address for you, but I am going to go ahead and mute us momentarily. hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream today. I had a blast. I am going to be raiding someone now. I don't know who.